already know what it is. Your boy Banz alongside Cristina. We're back.
I've been dying to hit those buttons.
You ready? You ready?
We're back, baby.
Let's get ready to pod. What's going on, people? It's your boy Banz, Cristina on the left of me. What's going on? How y'all doing?
Wow, I was not expecting all that energy, but you know what?
You ever seen like when you put water and you keep putting water in a cup and you keep putting it and you keep putting it and you keep putting it till it overflows? That was my energy.
All right, so we are the Spark Up Podcast. For all of you that have never listened to a Spark Up episode, this is the Spark Up Podcast. I said that already. Oh, wow. Rookie mistakes.
Ooh, look at you.
This is the podcast where we're foolish, but also uplifting and encouraging and woke, sometimes very serious and sometimes foolish because bands, and then I follow the lead. And that's how it goes here on the Spark Up Podcast. So we started back in 2016, almost 5 years ago we started. We started with three other people. Shout out to Rob and Regina. And we have parted ways, but Ruben and I still stand strong.
Don't worry though. They're still family. They're still with us.
Oh yeah, of course. There's no bad blood. That
but they're forever part of the team, whether they're here or not.
Period. Hold on. I think I have a period button right here.
Period.
So shout out to Regina and Rob. Man, we've interviewed about. If I had to guess, I feel like I want to flex a little bit. For the people that don't know who we are, we interviewed at least I think 40 people, probably more.
We do this.
I feel like the interview is where we really shine. Some other people like the banter when we do this and we just naturally speak. But aside from that, we just really started as a podcast trying to put the city on, and then we realized that it's bigger than the city. No offense to the city.
Tell them a little bit on how it started, though. How did this start?
All right, so we have to tell that story. So the story goes that once upon a time, I thought about podcasting because I used to listen to a podcast called Two Dope Queens. Shout out to Jessica Williams and Phoebe Robinson. And I was like, wow, this is dope. I like to talk a lot. And, I want to get together and talk with people. And also, I started growing a pride for my city. So I was like, it would be really dope if I sat down with creatives and entrepreneurs to kind of, talk to them and have them drop some gems and uplift them and uplift others and encourage other people to do whatever it is they're doing in their field. And I hit up Rude Boy. Shout out to Rude Boy. It's going to be a lot of shout outs.
Rudy.
It's going to be a lot of shout outs in this episode. And, I hit him up and I told him, hey, I want to start a podcast. And at the time, I thought, who better than Rude Boy? Because he is what he is in the city. He's well respected. He's beloved. And he's one of the first few people I remember even putting Providence on a T-shirt or a hat and really selling. Like, people was wearing Rude Boy hats and Providence tees and hats all over. And you still see them all over the place. So that never fell through. He started his own podcast, and time went on, and I brought the idea to Banz. And I said, hey, I've been thinking about starting a podcast. And he was like, well, what's been stopping you? And then, you want to finish?
So the funny thing, we're at a family cookout. Shout outs to Angel.
I'm taking
so we're talking. Christina's telling me the story, but I already kind of wanted to start my own podcast. Mind you, Christina's my little cousin. I known her forever. I know. For real.
Wow.
Like, you never think your little cousin is into what you're into.
Okay, I can do that.
Like we're a different age group. Slightly.
We're only 2 years apart.
Yeah, but
wait, 89, right?
No, 87.
87. Okay, that's, so we're 4 years apart.
4 years apart.
That's not that bad.
But just the gap. You don't think that your younger cousin is into what you're into. So when you brought that up to me, I'm like, yo, what are you waiting for? Let's start one. You know, because I'm always the guy. I've always been the guy. Like, yo, if I want to do something, I do it. You know, so nothing holds me back ever.
Yes, and I was gonna say that. I mean, we bump heads a lot, but I think it's because we're so creative and passionate with our ideas. But I was speaking to my therapist about you, and I told her like about the situation that's been going on with the studio, which we don't have to disclose. But she was like, you know, I was telling her like, this guy, he's always like trying to jump off the cliff. He's always doing the most, and he's always being hasty. And she was like, you know what? Maybe you need that because you're too safe. And I was trying to tell her like, why the logic? You know, I have a kid. I can't really take risks like that. And she was like, it's good that you're being safe because you're a mom. You're being responsible. But at the same time, sometimes you need that person to push you. So on this podcast, it's been a lot of that. It's been like a lot of what we've done is attributed to your energy because you're always saying, you know, why can't we do that? You're always so positive about things. And I feel like I'm less negative.
You've grown a lot. I'll tell you that. You've grown a lot. Thank you. You're a whole different person. You know?
Well, thank you. But yeah, so, you know, it's been a journey. We've been through a lot of bullshit. We've been through a lot of
sweat, tears,
literally tears. And we've been through episodes where they are shattered and destroyed. We thought we were recording and then we have no recording. So, you know, it's trial and error. Everything is trial and error. We're almost at our 5th year. So I gotta give us a round of applause because some people start something and they only last a couple months, a year, and you know, whatever their situation
the passion is never the same after a long time. So the love for whatever they're doing dwindles, and that's one of my mottos. If I start something, I want to finish it. You know why? Whether it takes me 100 years or 5 minutes,
100 years,
finishing it. What I come up with is key to me.
Yeah, that's
fair.
And
I think it should be for everybody, but not everybody has the same mind as me, so I understand that as well.
Do you?
Sometimes I don't.
No.
But I'm that person that if I want something, I'm gonna get it. And just like I told you, like, yo, we got to do this at least 5 years. How do you feel now?
Yo, I forgot that I forget that I say that until you bring it up. But I don't know. It's like, it's weird because we're so, and I'm about to get deep. We're so accustomed to, we always talk about being first generation Americans, and we're so accustomed seeing our parents work for a living and work their ass off, but they never make what they deserve. And so that's all I know. And especially being a single mother, the last thing I want to do is risk the livelihood of my child because she doesn't deserve that. She didn't ask to be here. So I have to take care of her. I have to take care of my responsibilities.
Absolutely.
No matter who's in the picture. So, when you think about doing something like what we're doing and being so passionate about it, and sometimes we don't hear from anybody about it, nobody comments, sometimes we have episodes that have low plays. It discourages you because you start to ask yourself, why are you doing it? But then you have to ask yourself, why did you even start in the first place? Was it not to be famous, but like, we're not begging for people's attention. Whoever likes us will like us. There's an audience for everybody. I'll give myself a ding. There's about how many people on this world? Somebody's got to like us. You know what I'm saying? So
true.
I try not to get discouraged, but, we are in our 5th year. So this is the last episode of Forever. No, I'm kidding. Look at you. He's like, wait, what?
That ain't happening over here. Not with me.
No, we're not quitting. We're not quitting. And, this is going to drive us home. Whatever it is that God has planned for us, it has to be something to do with this podcast because he keeps bringing us back to this.
Absolutely.
Whether we're 2, 1, or we're arguing about an idea, we always are able to record a podcast, even though it has been almost a year since we last recorded an official episode. But of course, we are in the middle of a pandemic and shit happened. So
Literally.
That's it. And
I want to just say something real quick about what you're saying. I look at it like this: if we don't do what we have started, you know how a lot of I look at this look at it this way. Zombies are dead people walking. No, hear me out.
Where are you going with this?
Once you stop dreaming, you become a zombie, and you fall into the system of a 9 to 5, a regular day job. It's a cycle.
Yeah, but that's not to say that
not saying that it's a bad thing to be there.
Okay.
But a lot of people have dreams and they let them go. And once your dreams are dead, true. You're just a machine. You're a number in the system. So therefore, being a number, you're not recognized. How could you spread the word if you're just an employee at, some place that doesn't really care about you?
Oof, I'm living.
You know what I mean? And that's my thing. Like, if I'm gonna be at a dead end job, that's like having a dead end to death, basically, to a coffin.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
I'm not able to live my life how I choose.
You don't feel fulfilled.
Exactly. So, I'd rather feel alive than be around walking feeling like I'm dead. That might go over some people's heads, but
no, I know what you're saying. That's everything in life. Even when you're like in relationships that you're not supposed to be in, it's a dead end, but you still do it. And it's like, why do we continue to do things that we don't want to do? Or why don't we do things that we want to do? We have to rewire. I feel like we have to rewire our brains to think differently and move differently. And then a lot of times some people talk, but they're not, they're not about the action. So
for me, it's just getting to where I want to be.
Right.
Simply that.
So we already touched base on the history and what we've done. So share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a lot of content coming out, and also anywhere you find podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor FM, Spotify, Castbox, whatever you use to listen to podcasts, that's where you will find us.
Everywhere, baby.
Podcast, baby. So, Banz, why don't you tell the people what you've been up to since they last heard from you?
I learned how to use my hands a lot. Building things.
Come on, tell us. Walk us through this, Noah.
Let's put it this way. I built my own studio. Before we moved from the studio, I would like to, show you guys what I built. So I will be doing a video, like a vlog style video. So if you subscribe, you'll see that come out. Just make sure you hit that bell on top of the video so you get the notifications. But yeah, I built a lot of stuff. I woke up one day and I was like, yo, I'm not going to buy all this stuff. I'd rather build it. Comes out cheaper and
took forever. And we were here on hot ass days painting. I mean, I think that's what I've contributed the most is painting and gluing those sound panels to the ceiling. It was a very interesting summer, to say the least.
But it was fun. You learned a lot. I learned a lot. I mean, I even got into some type of art. What you see behind us, I put that together.
The infamous collage.
And the goal is to be able to do that with my photos.
That would be dope.
Which in a few years, especially after the pandemic, hopefully I'll be getting out there to do some more things. Other than that, I've been doing a lot of work like with Luis Munoz, which is running for governor.
Okay.
Just, we're shooting pictures of him, in action and stuff like that. And we filmed the commercial and the documentary that's soon to come out. And then I linked up with Hot in Our Eye, and we produced a movie.
Shout out to Hot in Our Eye.
We produced a movie and it's coming out soon. It's called Pray for the Bear. It's interesting. It's my first time.
And I saw the quality in the movie. It's really good for someone who is just going into film, and for someone who's never even picked up a camera to record.
Exactly. So here we are today, and just grinding, really grinding. My thing is that since a kid, I've always had dreams of, being able to obtain whatever type of things I wanted. So to get that, you have to work hard and, really put yourself out there. Even at my most uncomfortable moments, I have to put myself out there just because of the fact that no matter what, I gotta fulfill my goals, my priorities and all that. And I haven't gotten near where I'm supposed to be, but what
have you learned? Oh, go ahead.
Also, I've been taking a lot of studio photography. If you don't follow me on my photography page, rcam imaging,
r.cam, isn't it?
r_.
Oh, okay.
Imaging on IG. I will be having a website soon that's in the works. But we'll put my information in the description. That way you can go on, if you feel like following me, check my workout.
Let's get it. Come on,
in the
Banz.
description. I set a lot of goals, and I fulfilled a lot of goals. One of my goals was to shoot with Demetrius Boo Boo Andre,
the world champ.
World champion in his division, and
right here from the smallest
30-0, and I got to do that, and not only once but multiple times. So to me, that's a blessing.
I mean, I don't want to brush right over this, right? Because that's beautiful. But tell them a little, about some average guy you've been shooting to. He's like a millionaire or something like that. Oh,
my guy Waleed. He's actually doing an MMA charity fight. I'm not sure on the date, so I'm not gonna put it out here. But go ahead. We'll put his information in the description as well. That way you can go check him out. He's been training hard. Lead is he works with Fortune 500 companies, and he's into the tech field. I may be butchering it a little bit, but he does a lot of TED Talks and stuff like that. You should check him out. He's very motivational, and it's a big opportunity to be around people like that. Like, once you see that, it changes your whole aspect on a lot of things. Everything's obtainable. As long as you want it, you can go get it. It's how far are you willing to reach for it? You know what I mean? Because you could be at the lake, but if you can't reach the water, how are you going to get in it?
Another thing that you have to learn about this podcast is that Banz says a lot of metaphors, even if they don't make sense sometimes. But you got to keep up. You will get lost. He'll start talking about banana splits and things of that.
I don't like banana splits. So
me either.
I like bananas, but no splits.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what have you learned? We're still in the pandemic, but what have you learned about yourself in the pandemic? Like, what was going through your mental? Give us everything.
And it's going to sound a little arrogant of me, but one thing I've learned, that nothing can stop me. Nothing, not even myself.
You can't stop me.
So if I can't stop myself from doing something, nobody else can.
Oof.
And that's one thing I learned. Although there's times where I feel down, I'm like, damn, why am I doing all this?
Sorry.
But yeah, sometimes I feel like, yo, why am I doing all this? And why couldn't I just chill? Like, even through this pandemic, I haven't really taken a lot of time to myself to be like, yo, let me soak everything in.
Not even being out of work? You've never, slow down?
No, because my mind's always working. I haven't reached my goal.
I mean, yeah, but I'm saying,
when I reach my goal,
there was a time when everybody was inside the house.
Even when everybody was inside, I was still.
You were at YouTube University,
learning everything in the book. You only grow if you want to grow, and growth is one of the biggest things in my corner right now. I'm trying to grow. I'm not perfect. I'm far from it, but growth is something I've taken very seriously throughout the pandemic. How about you? Let's talk about it.
It's very sad and dark. I feel like I'm naturally a sad girl, and a lot of it is what I'm working through now. I recently started therapy. I started therapy in like January, February, because I just found, like, I would say between April and May, which is ironic because we were doing mental health awareness interviews and we were checking in on other people, but I wasn't checking in myself. And I was home. I wasn't doing my hair. I wasn't showering. I didn't eat. I would just get up.
Into depression.
Basically, yeah. I was functional. What is it called? Functional depression is what I had. I would only get up to feed Emma, to give Emma a bath, but I didn't give her a lot of attention. I was home. I was miserable. And also, like, all the stuff that happens in the world affects me. Like George Floyd and the protests and Breonna Taylor and just everything that was happening. People around me getting sick. I got COVID. My mom had COVID. My daughter had COVID. Like, it was just like back to back to back to back things happening personally. And then, I started going broke. I wasn't at work for 6 months. And I know that money doesn't bring happiness, but for me personally, I need to have a lump sum. Like, I need to have something, for backup, for safety reasons. And also because growing up poor, you naturally feel this anxiety of like, how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And I was in a car accident in December.
Yep, right before the pandemic started.
Yeah, right before the pandemic. I totaled my car. I fell asleep behind the wheel. And, that was like, it was in the back of my mind, like, damn, I could have been dead. Damn, I could have been dead. I could have been dead. And all I kept thinking is I could have been dead. And then even in the pandemic, I'm like, I could die. So I had a lot of thoughts, deep, dark thoughts about death and about, like, why are we even doing the podcast? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? Which is a lot of the reason why we stopped. I was like, you know what? Let's just not do it. And then we moved to a new studio. So it only made sense to take a break and finish everything. But, something happened in January where something just sparked
The
life.
switch just
Something just happened, and I felt more motivated to live again. Like, I don't know what it was, but
was it that Trump is out of office?
I think that shout out to that. I think that definitely did play a part because him being in office, it felt like a lot of stuff was out of control. And I'm not a person, maybe I am a control freak. And a lot of that is what I'm working through now, is realizing that I don't have control of anything.
That's real.
At all. Like, that's real. The only thing I have control is what I do and what I say and how I act. But everything else is up to God or the universe, whoever it is you believe in. And other people's actions come into play. So you can't control nothing. Everything is out of your control. And
it is.
For me, that is not good. Like, I don't like that feeling at all.
Is it the fear that you can't control?
Yes, it is. It is. I hold a lot of fear of, like, what my future will look like, what my life will look like, what my bank account will look like, And, I've lived in the same apartment my whole life. So I've had a lot of stability. And then when you grow up, you realize that a lot of things is not really what it is. And, just being aware and being smarter, you're like, wow, shit, it's not really sweet. Like,
it's not, unfortunately.
It's really kind of sad out here.
And I feel that because, I also went broke during the pandemic, and I'm not going to disclose what happened with unemployment. Let's put it this way. I got screwed for a few months.
Oof.
And luckily, I got to shout out Flawless and the Red Eye team, which I forgot to plug into earlier. I've been doing a lot of work with them. We did a few concerts and, I got paid for a few concerts that we did online.
For Live It.
Which
he had, I think the concert that he had was 1 million
1.2 million views.
That's huge.
Live.
Shout out to Flawless.
And it was live. So like, just those moments where I thought it was up. Like I'm getting calls to get my car repoed. Like bills hit me up, and then Flawless and his team come, and they kind of saved everything, the momentum and everything. So shout outs to them, big shout outs to them, because without them, I don't know what would have happened. And that's just me
life.
Breaking it down to raw. What was really happening at that time, like really raw, and not
being real transparent here.
You know what I mean? Not sugarcoating anything, because I like to sugarcoat things sometimes, but things like that you can't sugarcoat. Like,
yeah, a lot of people like to put up fronts, and a lot of people, and I understand that not everybody has problems and not everybody feels the world, but me personally, I do. I feel everything. And especially not being able to see my family. Like, we haven't been all to, oh, excuse me, I'm choking up here. We haven't been all together since October of last year, September of last year.
2019.
No.
2020.
Yeah, a year, almost a year.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's true, September.
But I'm so used to seeing everybody.
But it wasn't walking. The same.
It wasn't
last time
same.
it was.
Well, yeah, it was. We were full in contact. We were outside, no mask. We were outside. We were outside with it. But also, I haven't seen my grandmother in a long time. Like, I haven't been able to touch her, smell her, and I'm watching people's grandmas die. And this is gonna be really dark, but God forbid my grandmother dies. I didn't even get to touch her. I didn't get to feel her before she left. So I think a lot about dark stuff. I'm sorry that I took us down this path, but it's on the bright side.
It's literally what's been happening.
It's real.
Hold on. Before we jump to anything else, let's have a moment of silence for those people who have lost a loved one throughout this pandemic, no matter what it is, whether it was COVID, it was a heart attack, gunned down, whatever it was. Let's have a moment of silence. You know what's crazy?
Let's give a round of applause.
Moments of silence.
I feel like we also froze.
Not only that, but with moments of silence, you kind of have a few thoughts in your head.
A lot.
Like, wow, we're still here. If you're here, you're lucky. Yes. You're blessed.
Yes.
I always say this on my IG. If you watch my IG stories, I'm always telling people stay blessed. Why? Because of the fact that you got to see another day. I like to use here I go with the analogies again. I like to use this analogy, like when you wake up in the morning. Yeah. Is
that water on your beard?
Probably. Beard problems. Like when you wake up in the morning and you take your first step off your bed, that floor is gonna be there.
Yeah, that would be crazy if it wasn't, though.
But I know what you're saying. And I always tell this to my mom, because my mom's one of those people who think she lives kind of in her own bubble. And I'm like, Mom, one day I could wake up and I may not move. Oof. I just had a friend that died in his sleep. Nobody knows what happened to him. That's real. Died in his sleep. What if I go to bed one day and never see? So I'm always telling people, yo, you're blessed to see another day.
That's
Why?
Fact.
Because you never know.
That's a fact. I'm not
crying.
Never know. I'm cleaning my eyes. Even though I'm always crying, I cry a lot. I actually haven't cried. But I was going to say on the bright side, and that was beautiful that we took a moment of silence to show our respect. But on the bright side, I said to I've been going on this spiritual journey, even though I'm far from being saved, but it's a process. I'm torn in between, Charlamagne says, righteous and ratchet. And I'm more on the righteous side, though, I feel like. But
you got a healthy balance.
I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to be more righteous than ratchet, because relationship, first of all. But
Understandable.
yeah, I've been praying a lot about clarity. Like, my mind is very cluttered, and I've been praying, like, God, just give me the clarity I need and the wisdom that I need so I can take the next steps. If the podcast is what it is, keep it in my heart so I can continue this passion. And I said to Kia, who's my girlfriend, and I told her,
big ups to Kia.
I told her that I was going to quit smoking for Lent. Lent is 40 days before Easter. But something happened to me and I quit a week earlier. And ever since then, I haven't had an anxiety attack. I haven't felt anxiety. I've been able to sleep. And I was using it to sleep. I was using it to go to work. I was abusing it. So I needed to quit. And I picked it up the other day, which is maybe a week or two after Easter. And I hated it. I didn't really enjoy it like I did. Like, it's not something I'm running to like I used to before.
Let's pop champagne to that.
Yeah, I like that. Let's pop that, because that's good. Because first of all, rest in peace to DMX, and he died by addiction.
Yo, for real.
Addiction is real. No, my phone, my pants. Wow.
Oh, you're a mess, huh?
Literally.
Jeez.
But anyway. Here on the Spark Up podcast, I fall, I drop things, all of the things. I'm going to need a napkin because I can't sit in this. I'm going to pause this. All right, and we're back. We had a little mishap, but we're back. So what are we toasting to? We're toasting to more Spark Up episodes, to more guests, more life. And we're toasting to everybody watching and listening.
And at home, if you got a cup, whatever's in your cup,
drink
make sure
up.
you toast with us.
Yo, and Banz is not a drinker, and we found something he likes. He's sipping on the bubbly.
Hey, the rosé.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Whoop, hello, cheers me. Come on, man. That's good stuff. You know what's crazy? When I used to see people in the club popping Bel Air, I was like, these niggas got money. Then I went to the liquor store and I found out
it was cheap.
It was only $25. So
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's whatever. But speaking of people who get on my nerves, you know what has happened since the pandemic started? I cut my hair off. I cut it all off. When I first
How did that feel?
It felt liberating, but at the same time I was very fearful of judgment because I was already going through a new sexuality journey. It's not a journey, it's my life. I'm with a woman now, which is still crazy to say, but I was just nervous about what people would say, like, oh my God, now she really looks like a lesbian, she looks mad gay, right? And people are saying that, but I felt good. I got my little haircut and I was looking nice. And now all the white people at my job call me sir. All the guests.
I did that to an Asian woman.
Wow.
That was at my job. I couldn't tell if she was she had very short hair, and I'm truly sorry, but when she came up to me, this is when I used to work at the hotel. And I'm at the valet booth, and
really, nigga,
she comes over and asks a question, but her voice wasn't too feminine.
It was a little deep.
It was a little deep. So I, naturally, you think male, So I was like, "Hey, sir, how can I help you?" And then I noticed that it was a woman. Then I'm like, "Ma'am, sir, ma'am," and it was like I was stuck. And I didn't mean to do it that way. And everybody's just looking at me like, boy, you're just digging a hole.
I can't tell you, hey, sir, excuse me, sir, can you help me? And then when I turn around, they're like, oh, sorry, ma'am. Or when they hear my voice, they're like, ma'am. And I'm like, goddamn. Now I understand why people in the LGBTQ plus, however many letters, why they feel the way they feel and why they put emphasis on pronouns and this and that, because I am what I am. First of all, I have a vagina, a uterus, and ovaries, so I am very much a woman. And I don't know if I'm like homophobic for thinking like that. I started thinking to myself, like, why do I take it so offensive? But like, I'm a woman, like I got tits, they're small but they're here. And I don't know. And then like, Kia doesn't listen to the podcast, so I can say this. But like women that I did not expect to hit on me are hitting on me. And like sending me heart eye emojis and like telling me I'm cute. And I'm like, first of all, I didn't ask for all this attention. But also, girls them sugar. But
excuse me.
I don't know. It's mad weird. And I'm like, why am I so offended by that? I know what I am. I know who I am. So I don't know. But when people call me sir, like steam comes out my ears. Like, I'm not a fucking sir. It's ma'am to you. Okay?
Understandable.
That's been my life.
I mean, I'd be busting your chops sometimes. I'd be saying
that's different.
You one of the niggas.
That's different though, but because when I say something that ain't shit, you know that it because you agree that niggas ain't shit.
You see, now you're trying to flip it. Nah. You know, I would normally say, so we're amongst each other then.
But that's what I'm saying. It's only when I say something ridiculous that you.
True.
You never said, wow, those are nice kicks. You're like a nigga. It's like, wow, I can't believe you said that.
Wow, that's like two things apart.
I didn't have, that's not a good example, but that's what I thought about.
I'd actually laugh if that happened to me.
If somebody
was like, you know what I mean? Like, those are some nice kicks. Damn, you're really a nigga.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'd laugh because it makes no sense, but it's out of the blue.
It is out of the blue. But yeah, no, it's been very interesting. But I'm excited to start the new season. We have 4 interviews already in the tug.
Yeah, in the tug we have. You want?
We'll say them. Fuck it, we'll say them. So let me get these explosions ready. We have Lexus Fernandez and Evan, owners of Solita. Owners, entrepreneurs, and they make a very, very big announcement on the episode. So look forward to that. Forgot about that, huh? We also have the gorgeous, the amazing. You already know who I'm gonna say. Scarlett Santos, who is a bikini fitness competitor and also a model. And I feel like a social media light too. She's
definitely.
She's good at the social media.
She's a star.
She's chef's kiss. And we also interviewed Roberto Gonzalez, who is an educator, community leader, and executive director of Steambox RI. Number 1 on the charts for education and podcasting. And there's one more. I forgot the other one. How could I forget? Roberto, Scarlett, Lexus, and wow, why can't I remember? Help me out here. Make me look crazy.
I'll talk. You know what? Let me tell them some of the people that we got coming. How about that?
No. Tell them who's the 4th person. I'm missing one. Scarlett, Roberto, Lexus, and Evan, and there was one more.
No, we did. That one got postponed.
Oh, Party with Rami. I'm just going to say it because it's coming.
You know, and we have a lot more coming. We got Josh and Murph, my guys, Red Eye Movies.
DJ Nasty.
We also had John
How could I forget?
Right before.
Yes. Shout out to John Hope. Hope all is well. Available on all streaming services. Project is beautiful.
It is.
Yeah. So look forward to those interviews. Even though you're not from Rhode Island, if you're listening to us, there is something for everybody in those interviews. Gems being dropped back and forth. Left and right, back and forth. So I'm excited. And also I'm excited for other interviews we'll be able to confirm.
And let me just tell you, if you want to see somebody come up on this podcast, make sure you tag them down in the comments.
Yeah, let us know, man.
Let us know. Like,
stop what do you want to listen dry. I see y'all listening, but you don't respond to our questions. Get it together.
Tell us what you want, and we'll try to meet you in the middle.
Yeah, man. So I'm excited. Do you have anything to get off your chest? Anything you want to say to the people?
I think I said everything that I would like to say. If there's anything else, don't quit. Don't quit. Keep going. Keep going. It's a marathon.
Shout out to Nipsey. Man, he really did a good job at instilling that in people.
Yes. And, you know, the other day I seen a video of Nipsey and DMX. And I was like, yo, those are two prophets. Because through their music, they taught people.
Yeah.
You know, there's not too many artists I could say that about. You know, and the ones that I can, a lot of people don't even listen to. So, you know,
and it feels like it's always the ones that teach us the most that go.
Mm-hmm. And early too.
Yeah.
You know, I just wanted to say that because for me, like, Nipsey was one of the, I would like to say that his death was like one of the reasons why I started pushing myself extra and going after what I want. You know,
groundbreaking.
Because to me it was like, yo, I've been listening to this dude since like about 2010, 2009, and you know, forever before he was a thing to the normal market. I was, yo, listen to this guy, listen to this guy. You know, that's what I usually do. You know, like, yo, check this out. And you know, when he finally started catching traction, it wasn't really about his music. It was more about his interviews.
Yeah.
You know, then the marathon dropped. And when he passed away, that's when people started looking into his work.
Yeah.
You know,
it's unfortunate that it happens that way, but it does.
I mean, but sometimes...
Which should we need to have a conversation about that? That should be a topic. Why we're so infatuated with people after they die.
Because they're not here to produce anymore.
Yeah, I know, but still.
But the thing is also like, yo, when they was here, why weren't we giving those people their flowers?
It's you know, like, you don't know what you have until it's gone. A few
years ago, when DMX was in Providence, people was making fun of him. Oh, he's a crackhead. He's a crackhead. This, you know, not thinking like this guy's really hurt inside. He's going through
a lot of shit.
You know,
addiction is not a joke.
Exactly, and you know, instead of trying to be like, maybe he needs help, a lot of people made fun of him. You know, and
don't say anything at all.
And some of those people are the same people that are saying "rest in peace," you know, which everybody deals with in their own way. But you know, I feel like if I'm here today and you can see me in the flesh, and you don't tell me what you really believe about me, it's not real.
Period.
You know, that's why. Period. Like, if you follow me, you know I push my favorite artists, Conway. I push Flawless. I push anybody I work with or, you know, that I believe in. I push because of that reason. Because I want to be able to be okay with the fact that I already told them or whoever how I really feel about them. Like, I would never want to be that guy to be at someone's reach and not let them know, like, yo, I really fuck with you. Like, yo, I fuck with your shit.
You know what's so crazy? Because I feel like when I tell people, like, in our community, like, how much, like, whatever it is they're doing means to me, or like giving them a pat on the back, they look uncomfortable. And I'm like, yo, why are you uncomfortable with love? That tells something. That tells you something.
People aren't used to winning.
I know, but I'm saying, like, that tells you. That tells you there's a problem in our community, in our society, that love is uncomfortable. Love shouldn't make you uncomfortable. Exactly. You should feel embraced. But you know what they say: if you give too much love, you're dick riding, you're groupie. Yeah,
like, nah, like people that think like that. You know, and this is not like a dig at anybody or anyone.
You could dig.
Nah, because that's not what I'm trying to do anymore. You know, I'm trying to promote growth. So therefore, I'm not gonna be mad at those people. I just think that they need some growing to do because of the fact that, you know, everybody is working hard, whether you like them or not. They worked hard to get where they are.
Yeah, it's not only growth, though. I think some people are just insecure about what they're doing and where they're at. Exactly. So when you tell them that they're doing a good job, they don't believe it. They don't believe it coming from.
I'm not talking about.
No, but let me finish. They don't believe it because they don't believe in themselves. It almost feels like.
But what I'm talking about is the people on the outside that would criticize somebody for putting out their work. Like, yo, you know how hard it is to put out your work and, just be able to put it out and just watch people either critique you or love you for it, or even ignore you for it. Like, this stuff doesn't come easy. Like, some people, like, I like to say that, your confirmation might be the last confirmation for this person. There's some people out there that they want that one confirmation to see if they can continue or not. With anything. Some people let me take it a little deep. Some people are looking for that one confirmation before they end their lives.
I'm sorry. If Wendell was here, he would have said pause.
If
you said take it a little deep.
It's okay. I'm okay with all that.
Shout out to Wendell.
And like, this is a real thing. That person you may have turned down you may have just shattered their whole dreams or what they worked so hard to do. It doesn't hurt to show love. It really doesn't.
Yeah, it says a lot about yourself if love makes you uncomfortable. Here on the blah, blah, blah. Here on the Spark Up podcast, we normalize love and we show love to people. And there is a person that I used to call a friend that betrayed me in the worst way and disrespected me, and try to say that I only interview people, or that I only sit down with people who are popular to try to get clout. No, that's not true, because if that was the case, then I would have been chasing celebrities a long time ago. Like, I'm not chasing anybody. I genuinely build connections with people, or genuinely admire what they're doing, or both. It's both most of the time. And I want to sit down with them and pick their brain. Like, I don't understand why it has to be for clout that you're doing things. Like, why can't it just be genuine? Like, what we do here is sincere, and we give people their flowers, which is something you're supposed to be doing. One who knows a prophet and sees a prophet should point it out. I'm being dramatic. Not everybody's a prophet. No offense. But at the same time, that's community building. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. And when I can't get that itch, you should be able to get it for me. So That's what the Spark Up podcast is all about. We're uplifting and encouraging people who look like us and sharing our platform to help them tell their stories.
While having a good time.
And drinking rosé.
Could we do my favorite part of the podcast?
I wasn't even ready, but go ahead. I'll look for something.
All right, so, man, that deep talk got me kind of chilling. But yeah, let me get into my favorite part of the podcast, which is Pass Me the Aux, where we highlight a song that we've been listening to or we really like. And it could be anything, even a book, if you want to plug a book in. Long as it's audio and people could go check it out.
All right. So, are you going to go first?
No, you can go first.
So I have one. This artist is, I don't know how to pronounce his name correctly, but I think it's L.A. or L. I'm assuming it's L.A. ELHAE. His new project, Aura 3. I like the very first track on that. It looks like an album. It's called Fun Fact, featuring Rick Ross, who I can't stand because he's a sexist. But that's besides the point. It's a really good song. You should check it out. It has a summer vibe to it. And I've been rocking to that project all, like, the last 2 weeks since it came out. So shout out to L.A. I think that's how you say his name.
Well, I'm gonna go with an old song, actually, by the GOAT.
By Lady Saul?
No, by Jay-Z. I'm gonna go H to the Izzo.
Whoa.
You know why? Because a lot of people have dismissed that song.
I think it's just called Izzo.
Well, you know what song I'm talking about.
Just busting your chops.
Because it's really a diss song to the record labels.
I don't remember. I have to go back and
like
listen.
if you listen to the lyrics, he's dissing the record labels.
Can't leave rap alone. The game needs me.
And with everything that's been happening within the pandemic, where artists haven't been able to work, and now you see them coming out and
I don't know about that. These celebrities been outside acting up.
Yeah, but the ones that haven't been complaining about their record deals.
Yeah.
So for me, that's a song that I would like to highlight. H to the Izzo.
That's a classic. Shout out to Jay-Z.
It's a great record, and it's technically a party song.
I really wish that I could be in the club around that time. Wow. Being in the streets in that era must have been so fun. Popping Cristal. Is that what they used to drink back in the day? Alizé.
Before it was Rosé, it was Cristal.
Cristal.
Yeah, I say it with the, at the end.
Yeah, I understand.
Fancy.
So if you haven't already subscribed to us, please do. And also, if you go to the link in our bio and hit that listen now button, you can subscribe on a monthly basis to us. You can support us on a monthly basis. You could do $1, $2, $3, $5, whatever it is to keep on the lights. Literally keep on the lights. And help us pursue our dreams. We're doing something positive. We're doing something great. And we're up and it's stuck. Shout out to Wendell too, who is a part of the hip hop.
Our stepbrother.
No, what did he say? A redheaded stepchild. That's what he calls himself. We have a lot of content on the way for the hip hop installments of Spark Up Podcast.
We're here to stay, and you're gonna get so much stuff that you're gonna be like, yo, they're really doing it.
We're trying, man. We're just trying. That's all we can do is try. Do you have any shout outs before we end this pod?
I think shout outs to the new listeners, because you chose to click on this video and check us out, or this audio and check this out.
Yeah, shout out to y'all, and thank you so much. And tell a friend to tell a friend. I want to shout out God first and foremost for taking us through this pandemic and all of our loved ones who we're still so grateful to have. I want to say rest in peace to those we lost, and I can't wait for this episode. I can't wait for this season to blossom. It's been a minute, so we're rusty, and I'm excited. I'm just excited. I'm excited to hear back the interviews. I'm excited for people to see them. And also I'm excited to be on YouTube now. Like, we've been trying to do this video thing for mad long, and now we're finally doing it. So baby steps, but we're doing it. And it feels like a new beginning.
Sure does. But with that said, it's your boy Banz alongside Cristina. We are the Spark Up Podcast. We out.